Alright, good morning guys. No bees, no honey, no work, no money. Finding the volume of solid figures is our topic today. And let's just talk about what volume is. So volume is the amount of space inside the solid. So it's the amount of space that will take up, for example, this cylinder. So we were going to do a project with water. So basically, volume tells us how much water could we put inside this cylinder. And if we were to fill it up, that would be the volume, okay? So we're going to work with some different solids. The ones that we're going to work with today are just the cube and the rectangular prism. So take this rectangular prism, for example. So if I take a look at this, we can first calculate the area of the base, or the big B. So we already know that area is length times width, so I can simply do 10 times 3. Okay, the area is then 10 times 3, and because I multiplied centimeter times centimeter, here it's centimeter squared. So that's just the area, okay? So now we can basically look and we can place 30 centimeter squares on the base of the prism. If I were to be filling up that amount with just water, that would cover just the base. Okay, so there's 30 square units there, but we haven't filled up the entire rectangular prism yet. So we would need to figure out how many of those layers could we actually put in here. Well, the height tells us we could put 4, okay? We could put the 4. So all in all, we can fit 4 layers, so the volume would then be 30 of those 30 units times 4. Our volume is 120 centimeters cubed. Pay attention to those centimeters. So we could put 120 centimeter cubes in that prism. So now we've found that the volume of the prism is given by 10 times 3 times 4. Okay, and that gives us the volume, which is the base times the height, or length times width times height. So take this example. Notice, once again, I have my length, my width, and my height. So it is 14 times 5 times 7. So that would give me 490 centimeters cubed. Okay, notice for a cube, it's based on a square, so all of the sides are the same, just like how we talked about quadrilaterals. So it's 12 times 12 times 12, because they're all of the sides of a cube are equal to each other. And that gives me 1,728 centimeters cubed. Okay. Here, once again, length times width. My length is 9. My width is 7 times 3.2, which is my height. That gives me 201.6 meters cubed. Okay, so our to-do is to go on to Get More Math. We have a 30-point goal. So I'm going to pull up Get More Math to do a couple examples. So like I said earlier, all of the sides of a cube are equal to each other. So here, I already know if one side is 2.3, then all of the sides are 2.3. So I know here that I need to be multiplying the length, the width, and the height. So that means I'll be multiplying. That's 2.3. This is also 2.3. And this is also 2.3. Okay? So in my calculator, I need to be multiplying 2.3 times 2.3 times 2.3, and then rounding to the nearest hundredth. So I'm going to go to my calculator. Okay, and I should be doing 2.3 times 2.3. Whoops. Okay, it is what I was doing here. 2.3 in my calculator times 2.3 times 2.3. And that gives me 12.167. I need to pay attention because I'm rounding to the hundredth, and the hundredth spot is the second number, so the 10th would be that number. The hundredth is this number here. So if I look, I know that the 7 is bigger than 5. So my real answer should be 12 point, the 1 stays, but since this is bigger, it's going to be 12.17. Okay, so now let me go back and type in my answer. 12.17 is my answer. Check it. Oh, so I want you to notice I have to put my units. Remember how we were talking about centimeters and feet? So for this one, I'll be putting inches cubed. And then my answer is correct. Okay, so pay attention to that. Okay, let's do another example. Okay, let's take a look at this, for example. So here they don't give me the values, I have to find them. And I can take a look and see that my length is 1. My width is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And my height is 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm still going to multiply 1 times 4 times 5, and that gives me 20. So my answer should be 20. Here we don't have units. My answer is correct. Let's do another example. Let's take a look at this example. Okay, so notice here, this says 15 inches squared. So that means that they've already multiplied the length and the width, because it's telling us the whole gray space is already, 15 inches squared. So that means in the end, all I need to do, if I already have length times width, I just need to multiply the last unit, which is 15 times 13. Okay, I hope you can see that. Okay, so I end up not having to multiply anything else. They've already basically multiplied the first two for me. So it's 15 times 13. If I type that in my calculator, 15 times 13, that gives me 195. So 195 inches cubed. Okay? And that's my answer. Inches cubed. For this one, I don't have to actually type in the inches. If it asks you to, make sure you do so. Okay, let's do one last example. Once again, we already know it's length times width times height. So I'm doing 9 times 2 times 5. When I type that in my calculator, I have 9 times 2 times 5, and that gives me 90. So my answer here is 90. Okay, so like I said earlier, you have a 30-point goal. Please make sure that you hit that for today. It's 30 points. If you have any questions, screenshot it and let me know. We are on Get More Math. You should have your login information already. Most of you have it as your ID twice. If you have any questions or would like to contact me for any reason, please make sure you do.